Peace, people. What's up? What's up? I'm your host, Amin Shah, aka Sue. And today, I think I like the name AI Ruggington. You know what I'm saying? Because I need to line up my beard and all that. But it's okay. It's okay. And you are tuned in to Let the Ink Speak. Now, we've been doing Let the Ink Speak on our Blog Talk radio station. But, decided let's do it on YouTube. It's been a while since we did a video. I couldn't think of a better video to do than Let the Ink Speak. And I'm joined today by Rix. Rix, introduce yourself to the people.
Greetings, YouTubers and Hangouts. My name is Rickson T.E. Campbell from Jamaica. I am the founder of Campbell Short Stories Incorporated on Facebook and Instagram. I'm a freestyle poet, while a senior biology student at NC State University in North Carolina. And I'm just happy to be here.
No doubt, no doubt. So what first got you into writing and writing poetry? Why did you start writing in the first place?
Well, it all started like when I was a kid. I was living a childhood where I've been to different places, and I had like a great sense of imagination. Never knew why, but it just came, and then a lot of stuff in my imagination started manifesting as a way of expressing. So I start writing, and then these creative these creative pieces just all come together in words and then letters and sentences, and then I was able to just write a story. I first started off with childhood stories, and then I evolved into writing longer books and started going to fantasy. Then I moved up to realistic fiction over the years, and with that writing, my writing style has gone tremendously better compared to how I started off when I was a child. So yeah, man. I mean, it's been a talent just writing and getting stuff out of my mind to keep me cool and calm. Like that's one of the things that's been really keeping me motivated during stressful times.
Right. And it's just good to get those feelings out. Like I started writing again about maybe a year and a half ago, but I used to write before, but it would be sporadic on and off. But this time I've been writing consistently, different stuff. It's not always poetry. Sometimes it's just creative thoughts. And sometimes I just write down specific thoughts and I go back and make it rhyme and make it into some poetry, or just sometimes just some bars, because I like spitting those bars, because that's what they say in hip hop, especially battle rap. So I like that as well. And for those of you who don't know what Let the Ink Speak is, if you haven't been listening on Blog Talk, it's just a show where we talk about great writing. It could be books, it could be songs, it could be newspaper articles, and of course, poetry. But whatever it is, if it's great writing, a lot of times we review great writing and we'll give our opinion on why we liked it, what stuck out about it to us. And we actually spit our own pieces here. Sometimes it'll be poetry, it might be a short story, it might be whatever, but it's all about writing, and that's what we're going to get into. So today, we're going to focus on our own pieces. So we flipped the coin or whatever, and I decided, I'm going to go first with my piece. I'll explain some things about it. I'm going to get Rick's reaction to it, and then we're going to switch around, do a vice versa. So usually when I actually spit my poetry, I like to memorize it, and because I don't really like reading. That's just my personal preference. So if I mess up on something, I might just have to bring it back. But hopefully I can spit this straight through. And without no further ado, let's do it.
Let's go.
My poem, I don't even have titles for some of my poems, because just be feelings at the time. So, I'm just gonna spit it. I don't even think I have a title for this. But anyway.
Hey man, I mean, that's pretty much the deal. Like, sometimes we just freestyle without a title, and then that's pretty much how audiences, based on just literally speaking out and expressing your emotions.
Right, no doubt. All right, so here we go. How should I spit this? In my beliefs, I have conviction. But at times, I feel in prison, serving life sentence, a living diminished. But before I can finish my sentence, I appeal my own conviction and vow to show the world my greatness that been hidden. I'm sure, but I'm conflicted. I know that's a contradiction, but most of us have so many of those, it could be made to a composition. My mission is to limit how many I have in existence, enjoying the resistance of those who stop wishing and who start living out what they talk about, and instead of living in the dream, let's start living our dreams. When you lost, follow your dreams and take you where you need to be. See, I know it's not that easy, but believe me, when it's time for death, you're going to regret not giving life your best. I'm not saying be reckless, but be effective. Turn that wish list into a checklist. You might not be able to get it done all at once, but check it. You can get it done. 11, that's one by one. Trust, when your life is done, you want to look back and be proud of what you've done. They say hindsight is 20/20. But you can only get 20/20 if you want to get corrected vision. It's fitting. My mother went in labor on a Monday because in life, I had a weak beginning. Although I didn't come out to the next day. I guess from the start, I like to procrastinate. But for this day forward, that is no more. They say it's never too late to change. But if you wait too late, you end up permanently late. And then it is. So I'm going to make sure I have a strong ending and get across that finish line, even if I'm limping. And that's my last tip. I would no longer wait. The time is now. I'm taking control of my fate. Peace. So, yep.
Facts. It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Like how you, just the tone of how you broke it down and go to the depths of this thing, man. Like this thing is crazy, man. Like I just love your style of how you broke it down. I mean, it's really inspiring. You know, like
Yeah.
I could see like a little story behind it, and you know how we can't take things for granted because some things can come too late. You know what I mean? So
Definitely.
definitely, man. Like I can feel it.
Definitely. And when I got done spitting this, I forgot I did have a title for it. It's called Take Control of Your Fate. I just remembered it when I started spitting it because I wrote this a little bit ago.
Oh,
But this is one of the ones I had memorized. It's gonna be a poetry slam tonight. I might actually spit that at the poetry slam. We'll see. We'll see if I decide to
hey,
do that tonight. But
facts, man.
what it is, it was for me. A lot of my stuff, I like to be motivational and creative at the same time. So, and this is what we do with the show too. We break down our own bars, some stuff that you might not have got, and just where we was going. So, I'm just going to do a little bit of that. Like a lot of times, just write down exactly what I feel. So I start off like, how should I spit this? And that was
Mm,
literally a question. It didn't just, I didn't just write that just to go. That's exactly how I was feeling because like, I was like, okay, how do I want to get out what I'm feeling right now? So I was just like, all right, that's the first thing that came to mind. So that's why the first line was, how should I spit this? In my
mm,
beliefs, I have conviction, which I do, but at times I feel imprisoned,
mm.
serving a life sentence, a living diminished. You know what I'm saying? Because I think a lot of us feel that way. Like sometimes we in life, we're not literally in a physical prison, but sometimes we feel like we can't get out of our situation. So that's what I meant about that. Like at times, I feel in prison, serving life sentence, a living diminished. Because, want more for life, but it's times where you feel like, yo, is this all there is? But before I could finish my sentence, and it was a little double meaning. Before I could finish my sentence, like literally when I'm speaking, and goes back to the prison part, serving life sentence. So before I could finish my sentence, that when you get judged, that's a sentence. I appeal my own conviction and vow to show the world my greatness that been hidden. Um, I'm sure, but I'm conflicted. And again, a lot of times that goes into the stuff. We have multiple emotions running at the same time. I'm sure, but I'm conflicted. I know that's a contradiction. So that's how it goes, man. We always have that. And like it goes into instead of living the dream, let's start living our dreams. When you lost, follow your dreams and take you where you need to be. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Just try to be creative with it. Like follow your dreams and take you where you need to be. Follow. Most people got that. One of the parts I like with it that I thought was a strong part when I wrote, like, I'm not saying be reckless, but be effective. Turn that wish list into a checklist because, a lot of times, we have this wish list, but we don't make progress in actually trying to get whatever we're doing accomplished. So turn that wish list into a checklist. You might not be able to get it done all at once, but check it. You can get it done. 11. That's one by one. Just make, and that just, I'm just making sure, just take steady progress. You're not going to be able to get everything done at once, but just make a short little list. Get it done one at a time, and then I'll try and be creative. One by one. 11 is 2 ones, so get it done 11 one by one. Little metaphor, play on words. So one of the parts was like my mother in life. It's something like it's fitting. My mother went on labor on a Monday because in life I had a weak beginning. Now, I'm critical of writing. I was actually unsure about that line because technically Monday's not the beginning of the week. Technically Sunday start a new week. But in a work week, a lot of people, for a lot of people, it's Monday. So I was kind of iffy with that line, but I was like, I think it fit. I don't think it's a reach. So I decided to put it, but it's all right. Then come out to the next day, I guess, for the start, like procrastinate. I'm gonna have a strong ending. I'm gonna get across that finish line, even if I'm limping. That means, I'm gonna make it regardless. It might not be pretty, it might not be perfect, but I'm gonna make it. And my last part, right after that said, and that's my last tip. I would no longer wait. The time is now. I'm taking control of my fate. And most of y'all, I think, probably picked it up. And that's my last tip. I would no longer wait, like you working as a waiter. So if this is my last tip, if I no longer wait, obviously, right now, this is my last tip too, so it's kind of playing words on that. I know a lot of people got that as well. And, that's just basically the breakdown of the poem.
Man.
Yeah.
Man, that's dope.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think the reason why I like this is for a show like this, you get the writer to actually break down yourself what they mean by it, because a lot of times we can interpretate it as something different, and you might talk to the writer and be like, I didn't even mean that. I meant something completely different by it. Right. So it's good to get the author a chance to break it down yourselves. But right now, I'm going to pass it to Rick.
Yeah, most definitely, man.
And his piece. What you got for the audience, brother?
Sorry. Hello, repeat.
No, I just said what you got for us, man. I know you got some fire for us, right?
I have here for a good minute now. I wrote this poem in August 18, and this poem hit about almost 5,000 hits. This poem is called A Man. And the reason why I wrote this poem is because, us men, most of us do not know our fathers, and most of us, don't even know what is it like to have a dad in their life. And, mostly we are being stereotyped to do bad things because there's no father in the house. Even though a father is, very important in the household, I just feel like everyone needs to understand that even though many of us don't have fathers, it doesn't mean that we're gonna end up broke or, unsuccessful, but just give, many individuals a concept that what happened, it doesn't mean that's going to be the end result. Like, there are literally things that can change the situation. So I wrote this poem, and it's called A Man, and it goes like this. I grew up in a society not privileged like the others, and most of us were raised by our single black mothers, working 9-to-5 jobs trying to get that money so that our tummies are filled with that sweet honey. playing ball with their homeboys at the court, escaping cries from child support. Our women are flying away, giving their all to men with fake gold. A tale that my grandmother had once told. This generation is being sold, hearts turning from warmth to bitter cold. On days when he has to face reality more than a sitcom show. Lessons in life can help us grow. 10 years old, I started selling drugs. After I made a decision to be contracted by gang thugs, I had no money and nowhere to be. Mama kicked me out of the house because she couldn't stand me, blaming me for how life turned out for her. Seeing the presence of my father through me is an anguish stir. But sometimes a man is just a man. Sometimes he has to walk his own journey and step out of the clan. Clash of clans, bang bang, family drama. It's sad to feel the hatred from my father, from my own mama. Carnage is different from the others, being one to the few raised years. Now I can reminisce the days when I cried. Was dressed in raggedy clothes, now I'm in suit and I'm in my office at a medical clinic with my framed PhD. Success now speaks for me. I don't take it for granted because many work hard for where they wanted to go in life. I hustle from shelter to shelter. Finding food to eat was my daily drive. Mama in years. The last time I saw her shedding tears. I don't blame mom for what she did. She wanted me to toughen up and not have the mind of a kid. And I'm standing strong all the day long. I have a beautiful wife that keeps me balanced with 3 sons. They got a future that doesn't involve guns. Mama saw me and told me that she was very proud. Proud I didn't follow the crowd. The Black Prince.
No doubt. That's deep. That was deep. That was deep. Some of the things I picked out was, something like have a warm heart, but then turn bitter cold. And it was really deep because I think a lot of people can relate to that. Because let's face it, the majority of people, a lot of us know, was raised in a single parent household, oftentimes only by the mother. So it's something that you can relate to. And I know sometimes parents might have resentment towards the father in that situation. Sometimes it is taken out on the son. So the whole dynamic of it, I thought was really told really well. It really deep. I think it's something that is relatable, and it's a problem that need to be talked about. And this is what writing is all about right there. That's what it's all about. Something that touches you and, that can touch a whole bunch of people. And this is the reason why I want to do it on YouTube and on radio. When you do it on the internet, people can gravitate to it, because if you go to a slam or open mic, depending on what the audience is, they might not be able to specifically relate to what you write. But when you have it on this format, you can reach so many people from beyond just the area you at. You can reach them all through the country, all throughout the world. And it's really powerful. Words are powerful. And you never know. That writing right there can help somebody get through something. So
yeah, man. Because in life you can't really miss a chance to shed a piece of light to someone,
Mm-hmm.
Like through my experience, I learned not to prejudge situations. Even me growing up, because we all learn from our mistakes, and sometimes we have a second chance to make things right. Stole, bang on someone, and we still be ashamed, but we have to understand that it just helps to build our character.
Right.
And because if you have no idea of what's it like to go through all those situations, then how would you know for sure that you have what it takes to be a responsible person? Like in the poem, you see how the man struggled going to shelter to find something to eat. Stay, like, he had that mentality to do what he needs to take care of himself, even though he made some mistakes. That didn't stop him from doing what he needs to do in life. Like he had a drive, and that's the main thing. Like once you have that drive, once you have that concept of where your life is heading, then it's going to happen. And it pretty much plays with laws of attraction, because once you think that you're going to be successful, even though you don't know how you're going to make it, you know, you're going to make it, because you're telling yourself you're going to do this, and you're going to do it with action, and then action will lead you to different results. And that's how, you know, the man got his PhD. You know, he did whatever it takes to take care of himself. Process, selling drugs, and then, you know, being homeless from house due to whatever happened to his mom. He had to find, you know, learn things on his own, you know. And sometimes life is like that in the real world.
Right.
You know.
Right.
I mean, I may not have experienced it, but, you know, I just write it because I know that it's real, and I know the one, you know, and I don't want it to no one's story is ever told, you know.
Yeah.
So basically, man, I mean, it's just something to relate to us, man, to our character, and, you know, it's a necessity, like you said, to discuss this emotions. Again, I agree that writing itself is a necessity, you know, not just to express ourselves, but to, you know, bring us somewhere.
Right. Right. I agree. I agree. Deep stuff right there. And hopefully y'all enjoyed what y'all just heard. And we're gonna be doing more of these videos. So stay tuned for that. Before we let y'all go, you want to plug your Facebook again?
Oh, yes. The Facebook site is facebook.com/Campbell Short Stories Inc.
No doubt. And make sure you tune in to Always So Black. We have the culture coming up right now too. We do that show every Sunday. You can go to alwayssoblack.com for that. You can find us on Facebook as well. Or you can go to Blog Talk Radio, Always So Black on Blog Talk Radio. And the all is with 2 L's, ALL, Always So Black, Blog Talk Radio, alwayssoblack.com. Always So Black on Facebook. Yeah, we getting it. We getting in it. We do poetry. We do music. We talk about social issues, politics. For those of you wanting politics as usual, because we've been doing that show too. We coming back with that. Me, brother Nate, coming back with politics as usual as well. And you know, I have a solo podcast that I do during the week. It's called In the Meantime with Amin Shah, which is me. And you know, we get that popping during the week. Didn't do it last week because I'm studying for my real estate license. Yes. I'm about to become a real estate agent on top of owning my own business and
Real estate agent.
Yeah, I have a lot going on. So, but in the meantime, I mean, Shah will be back this week, probably starting on Wednesday again. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you follow us with everything. This is Amin, aka Sue, and for today's show, you know, I spit poetry. I usually go by Mean Nice, but because of my beard, I want to go by AR Rugged. So, all right, this is Amin signing off. Peace.
All right.